everyone.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Awooters podcast.
I'm immediately bonked.
Nice. This week we have a special guest, the possum himself, the birthday possum, if you will, Reziro.
I'm old.
Yes, he's old now.
Hi, gay.
Yes. What is it like to be? That'll be our first question. Is what's it like to be old now?
I constantly feel the onward march of time weighing heavy on my bones, and know that one day it will finally overcome me and grind me to dust.
That checks out. That checks out. Yeah, that's accurate. Rez, would you like to tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm a guy.
Okay, cool.
And I do things.
Uh-huh.
I'm the guy who does things. So I am a temporarily retired IT professional. Used to work in healthcare IT. I play a lot of video games of various sorts. I have very little programming experience. I'm trying to think of anything else interesting. Oh, car stuff. I know how to work on motors of all shapes and sizes. I recently fixed the generator on my Suzuki V-Strom, my motorcycle, by putting $10 worth of JB Weld in between the magnets so they stopped drifting together. It worked.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And you're also, would you still consider yourself a retro gamer?
Oh yeah, totally. So I collect old consoles of all sorts. When I was growing up, we had basically one of every console from Sega Genesis forward, and I decided to hang on to those. So I have two Sega Genesises now. The first version and then the revision model. I have a Dreamcast. I actually have two. I just don't know where the second one went. I have Atlas's brother's Dreamcast under my TV. N64, Super Nintendo, basically any console out there that's not like super obscure, I have somewhere. Game Boy Colors recently, I bought one, repaired it, sold it off, and then took my purple one out of the storage shed, and I've been playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice.
yeah, and like retro handhelds like the Retroid Pocket 2 and RetroPie in a Game Boy shell. So yeah.
Yes, so very qualified in retro gaming. And any retro console questions are welcome this stream for sure.
Yeah, or any gaming questions in general.
Yeah. Cosmic,
Bye,
did
Squiz.
you want to start with a question?
Sorry, I couldn't hear any for the past 30 seconds because everyone was redeeming shit.
Nice.
All I heard was crab.
Well,
More
that's
goat
so
screams. So great.
that's so crazy because for the past 10 minutes all Rez has said is crap, so that's so crazy.
Well, since you said that you collected a bunch of retro consoles and all that, I can't hear over the goat screams. What would you say is your favorite retro console to still use to this day?
The console that I constantly come back to, and I hate to call it retro, is GameCube, because that's when my most impactful years of my life happened. So middle school, and very late elementary school, I had a GameCube. So because I had it for so long, it's kind of stuck with me up to now. Of course, I modified a Wii to play GameCube games off a hard drive instead of playing it on a regular GameCube, but the sentiment's still there.
Mhm.
Nice. What did you have the purple controllers or whatever, the plastic see-through ones?
I had the purple lunchbox with the like Nintendo controller, and then I had one of those, not the good ones, but the crappy Wavebird controllers, the
The West
wireless
Coast
ones.
Oh, those were special.
Yeah.
What would you say your favorite game for the GameCube was?
Favorite game that I always played over and over was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I
Yes.
had my first experience of the pet dying was actually a Chow that I had kept alive until I hit the like upper limit of how long they can live.
Mhm.
And then my cat died a year later. So,
Ouch. Big
but
ouch.
I played through that game and got all the emblems so that I could get Green Hill Zone, which at the time I thought was just a stupid rumor. Like you can get fucking Mew 3 and Smash Bros Melee or whatever. So yeah.
You mean Chow Garden Simulator? Yes. Yes, that is correct. That is what that game was. I love Chow Garden. They really should make
Yeah,
like a mobile version of the Chow Garden.
Either a mobile app or bring it back in the next Sonic game or something, you know?
It was so good.
Yeah, the designer for the Chow Garden, she's actually, I think, the producer on Sonic Frontiers.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we'll see something with that.
Cosmic's going on an adventure.
Ah.
This happens sometimes. It just breaks.
Sorry, 1 second.
Anyway, now I can ask a shameless question. Worst Sonic game released currently?
Current Sonic releases are not that great. You have a
Mhm.
whole fucking plethora to pick through, but recent games, obviously Sonic Forces is the most recent that's been a complete flop.
Uh-huh.
And I bought Sonic Mania
Uh-huh.
and loved it because, you know, classic Sonic has always been my style.
Right.
Bought Sonic Forces, fucking hated it.
Which one was
I
the
tried
one
to
with the
go in-
werewolf Sonic?
That was
That's Unleashed.
Yeah, Unleashed. That was interesting.
It made no sense to
wasn't-
me.
It wasn't that bad. I think I liked the Hedgehog stages more than the Werehog stages. Because, like, I didn't feel like God of War belonged in Sonic, but they did the Speed stages pretty well.
Did you play Sonic Unleashed on the Wii?
No, I did not.
God, the way you have to flail your arms with the remote and the nunchuck to do a lot of things.
I played Sonic Unleashed once in my entire life. And I played it in a gamer arcade thing when I was visiting a friend, and I was like, okay, cool, I can just play this for free. And they were like, yeah, play it for free. And I played like 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I see why it's free.
Oh, man.
Truly a gift onto the Sonic series.
It was a
Yeah.
game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic has a real problem with their 3D handling. Like they honestly, I've recently played through Sonic Adventure 2 again, like the
Mhm.
Dreamcast version, and I gotta say it's a lot worse than I remembered it.
Oh
The
no.
the platforming is not nearly as good as I remembered it being.
Oh no.
Fun.
So, but I'm like, oh no, it's just been a problem with 3D Sonic games. Like, you know, after Sonic Adventure 2, they just forgot what they were doing. And it's like, no, they never had any fucking clue what they were doing. They get close, but they never get it perfect.
Was it
So-
Sonic Heroes that had like the 3-man squads?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I played
Sonic
that a
Heroes
lot.
was so fun. I
played
enjoyed Sonic
that a lot.
Heroes.
Yeah. Because it
Yeah.
had the purple cat guy.
Yeah.
Big the Cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fun fact, in the GameCube version of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, they removed every single instance of Big the Cat. But if you played the original Sonic Adventure 2, he'd show up randomly on cutscenes.
Why?
because it was just a stupid Easter egg. Like the opening scene, you know, where Sonic like fights his way out of a military chopper and this sounds fucking crazy. Where Sonic fights his way out of a military chopper
You know.
and jumps down to the street.
Yeah, you know when Sonic jumped out of a copper.
So when that's happening, if you look at the door after Sonic kicks it open, Big the Cat is in the fucking helicopter.
Who let him in the helicopter?
Is he really?
Yes, he's in the helicopter. And then if you like play up to the space missions and you get to the point where it's like, oh, they're gonna crash the space station into the fucking Earth, Amy walks in, she's like, oh, that's Shadow. And you can see Big the Cat, not even him, run past her in the hallway, flailing his arm.
That's great. That's amazing. I love that. That's great. I really love that. That is so good. That is some quality content for sure.
We love random cutscenes that make no sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's somebody made a video, and I'm not sure if there's any kind of like dialogue on it,
Mm-hmm.
but they literally have like 20 minutes worth of just Big the Cat appearing in cutscenes.
I like the idea that this YouTube video is just called Biggs the Cat for 20 minutes. Like, I sure hope that that's what it's called. Just 20 minutes of Biggs the Cat.
My God.
Okay, so yeah, there's also the scene where you run from the truck and Big is like on the sidewalk trying to run from the truck too, but he can't keep up.
Oh, God.
He ain't Speedy.
He's
Okay.
Spidey.
It's Speedy.
He's Spidey. Russell does have a question, which is he actually had two questions. Let's start with the old one. Where is it? What's it like to be a possum?
You know, it kind of sucks sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I get this weird compulsion to collect things I don't need and live in trash.
Got it.
But you know, it's not as bad as what my wife does. She literally will pick up anything off the side of the road and be like, "I have a use for this," and I'm not quite that bad, so I guess I'm
know.
okay.
I still have the crutches.
I may break my leg at some point and need crutches.
This is a real thing that happened.
I can see this happening.
Yeah, they're in my house, and we all told her, we were like, oh, that's really nice. You should donate those to people in need who like can't afford to pay for crutches and stuff. And she was like, what happens if I break my leg one day randomly?
Yeah.
You get them for free at a hospital. Like you can just get new ones.
Yeah, I think that is.
And then the second question was, here's a question for the entire cast. What's a game that you loved or remember being good that doesn't hold up now or is worse than you remember?
Oh.
So I already said like Sonic Adventure 2. I'd have to think on the other one that I would like have to say that about.
I
have
almost
to think on that.
Let's see, Baldur's Gate 2, maybe? Like the very original like Baldur's Gate sagas. I was like, I remember loving these games. I played them recently and I was like, oh, this is just okay. There's a lot they could have done in here that would have made a lot more sense.
I can't.
I don't know.
They've been
because,
garbage because of Squiz, and you just adapted. Oh no!
Sounds like a life you gotta adapt to when you're living with Squiz.
Yeah, well, you know. Luckily, it's on you now, not me.
Okay. Yeah. So Sonic Adventure 2, I'd have to say, didn't hold up too well.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking back on other games I've played and having to try and figure out whether they hold up or not, I have to say, like, old, like, RPGs, all old RPGs, I constantly have this problem, and I think it's just because, like, times have changed and games are now like, here's your stuff that you were trying to do. We'll try not to take too much of your time. Here's all
Yeah.
the important bits of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, RPGs didn't give a fuck about your time.
Right.
You were on their time. So I think the constant random encounters always puts me off on old RPGs. Like, it was one thing with Pokemon where it's like, oh, you're only getting encounters in grass, so just try to avoid tall grass as much as you can unless you want to fight. But things like Final Fantasy where it's like, you are not in a town, you are now in danger, fuck you for taking 5 steps. That's kind of annoying.
Kind of like a never-ending cave in Pokemon.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You sure you don't want the Zubat? Are you
No,
sure?
I don't. Prince in my chat just went, it's funny to me that the sheep picks up more trash than the possum.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yep. Yeah.
My thing is, I take like old tech and I can get it working, so it doesn't sit around doing nothing.
And then there's Squiz.
One time she legitimately told me, she was like, I'll be home in like an hour. The neighbor walked down the road and asked if I wanted to get in her car with her and drive over to this random house because there were plants on the side of the road and they could be alive.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Some
Squiz.
upper middle class family threw away all the plants that they had around their pool, and they were just setting them out for the garbage men to take. But they were still alive, so she just piled them into this neighbor's car and rode with her back home.
Yep.
Oh my god, Squiz.
Yep. Cosmic, did you have a game that just doesn't hold up anymore?
I'm trying to think of one that I've played that I can still one remember and two remember trying it years later that it just didn't hold up, but I really can't think of any.
Just gonna have to play more games that you used to play.
Well, like I have to agree with Rez on old RPGs because I do remember going back to some of them and they're just absolutely awful now. That's like really all I can relate to right now.
What is that one? The Metroid? No, not the Metroid. The oh my god, the one you played with the stupid guy that wore a fedora.
Fucking Mega Man X Command Mission.
Yeah, that game was awful. You should play it sometime just because it's so funny.
Never heard. I've never played a Mega Man game in my life.
It's terrible.
God, it's just. Let's put it this way: the main villain of the game is named Spider, right? Like the bug Spider.
Uh-huh.
Your commanding officer is named Colonel Redips. Can you guess the twist?
No. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
When are we going to get
Damn.
cookies? Not now.
The other thing is every time that you get into a fight, every time you
It's
get into a
just
fight,
spider backwards.
yeah, it's just Spider backwards.
Oh.
So every time you get into a fight in that game, you have to like kill the enemies fast because it's an RPG, and if you don't do a lot of damage on your turn, then they'll do a lot of damage on theirs because they outnumber you. So you constantly use special abilities, and the one you start out with is Mega Man X's Charge Shot. And every time you do it, X just very strained goes, Charge Shot!
Yep.
And then, like, you mash the right trigger on your GameCube controller, so you mash R, and then he makes this weird fucking noise where he's like, and then the fucking Charge Shot goes off.
Also, they ran out of budget very clearly because there are some moves that start in 3D and end in a flat 2D image.
Wow.
That game is a nightmare. I cry laughed.
That's awful.
Truly the worst. It was a nightmare.
That is awful.
Ah,
Okay.
God. You got any questions in your chat?
Not currently, but I have one.
Oh, good, good.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
You know, when I can hear again, that'd be helpful.
who needs to hear during a podcast? Am I right?
Um, and obviously you said you collected old consoles and all that. Are you still gonna continue collecting consoles just to add to the collection?
Probably as I get interested in them, I tend to pick them up. So it's like I had a period of time where I didn't really care too much about the Game Boy. I kept the one I had, but I wasn't interested in grabbing a new one. And then I'll get randomly like, oh, I really want a Game Boy again, and I'll go get it. Same with stuff like I have an Xbox 360 because one day I was just like, I remember playing Halo Reach. I wonder if I could still do that. And I bought an Xbox 360 because I lost my old one. Uh, and it turned out Halo Reach still had online matchmaking going in the year of our Lord 2019 at the time. So I played around with that, and it's the same with pretty much everything. I have a PlayStation 2 that was my original PlayStation 2, and the laser died, so I made it read games off of an old hard drive. I have to fix that because I somehow broke it. I broke the hard drive functionality. But yeah, we had this is a fun story. Me and a friend were playing games on that PlayStation 2, and he had this old ass copy of Spyro the Dragon.
Which one?
And the first one. So I grew up playing Ripto's Rage. He grew up playing the originals.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he puts it into the PlayStation 2, and we're sitting there playing. Everything's fine. It's fun. And he gets up to go get a drink. I keep playing for a bit. I set the controller down, let him pick back up when he comes back in. I go and get my own drink, and I come back, and he's like, dude, look at this. And I'm like, what? And he goes up to a dragon, and he's like, this disc is so old that it doesn't read right sometimes. So when you go to a dragon statue, it takes a second to load in the dragon. And this dragon statue shakes for a solid 15 seconds, and then it breaks, and the dragon loads in. And we get the cutscene of the dragon being like, oh, Spyro, thank you for saving me, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We keep playing. We get to the next world. We clear it. So we've got 2 worlds in, and we save this dragon on the main map named Darius. And we get to him and touch the statue, and the statue starts shaking. And it keeps shaking. And about 2 minutes go by, and it's still shaking. So we're like, huh?
Endless vibrating.
and so we just set the controller down, and we went and did other stuff, and turned the volume on the TV all the way down. It came back about 2 hours later after having gone off to the living room and played on the GameCube for a bit, got some food at McDonald's, and then walked back into the bedroom to see what was going on. And he's still sitting there shaking. Still has not broken out 2 hours later.
That's
so
great.
we're like, I think the fucking game's busted. We might have to take the disc out and clean it off before we try again. So we turn the PS2 off, set it back into rest mode, hit the eject button. The tray comes open, and the disc is sitting in the tray in 2 separate pieces.
Oh my god!
Oh
my god!
Oh my god!
It was still trying to read this broken disc that is stuck together just by virtue of being in the disc drive.
Oh
Jesus.
my
The
second
god!
the second we ejected it, it just cracked in half. So
that poor disc.
Darius was the final straw for that disc.
Damn, Darius. Damn. Cracking all these CDs.
Jeez.
Yeah, I agree, Yukoki. Welp.
My goodness.
Was it the PlayStation that they had that Metal Gear Solid game where the guy read your memory card?
Yes, Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1. Psycho Mantis would read your memory card and tell you like stuff.
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Oh, you really love like fucking Metro."
Castlevania!
Yeah, it's like,
Fuck.
okay, 'Cause-
Yeah, if you played any game that was made by Konami, then he would straight up call you out. And if you played any game that wasn't made by Konami and had like a huge timestamp on it, he'd tell you how many hours you wasted your life on some game, but he wouldn't tell you the title.
Mhm.
My God.
Yep. Good times. Oh.
Also, the way you had to fight him was you had to take your controller out of player 1 and put it into player 2.
Yep. Ah, the days of having to have a memory card.
Remember when the memory cards were like 8 megabytes, 16
Grab the
megabytes?
dog and close the door real quick.
I had so I
Mom.
played Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PlayStation 2. I did not have a memory card.
Oh,
And
did
so-
you play it all the entire way through in one sitting?
I played it all the way up until like the last zone, right? So I had like just a little bit left to go. I was like right near where the boss fight was at the end.
You
and
told
I
me
was
if
like-
you're about to say it crashed. It
And I was
crashed. I'm gonna cry.
no, it's worse. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna finish this in the morning. So I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, cool. I check everything's functioning totally fine, and I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go take a shower. So I went and took a shower, and I walked back in. It was off.
Oh.
I looked at my mom and I said, "Mom, why is my PlayStation off?" She said, "Your uncle came over and he said, oh, he must have left his PlayStation on. That might overheat." And he turned it off.
Oh no. No.
He turned it off.
All that progress.
I went through the Tarzan zone and everything.
Man. Sucks.
It was a bad time. And I
I
never got a
remember-
memory card.
I remember trying to explain to my parents why you needed a memory card. Because it was fucking foreign to them. And I was like, well, you can't beat these games in one day, and you need this thing to be able to save your game. And they were like, why do you need a thing to be able to save your game? And I was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Money?
I know that was like they tried to like make it sound really good too, all the console companies, because I remember like Sony, when the PlayStation was the thing, being like, oh, you could take your memory card with you to your friend's house and then you could play your games with your friends on it. You just bring your memory card, you don't have to bring your whole PlayStation. It's like, fuck off, Sony. You think I'm gonna remember to bring a memory card with me everywhere I go?
God, man. Yeah, having to explain to my parents that you need a memory card so you can save games. I didn't get one for the PlayStation 1. My dad got one and let me borrow it because he was playing Gran Turismo and realized he couldn't beat it in one day.
Yep.
PlayStation 2, I didn't get one until my parents asked me why I stayed up for 36 hours playing Ratchet and Clank.
Yes, and not forget that shit at their house. Yeah, if you did bring it, you forgot it at their house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't the
GameCube
Xbox
memory card.
360's solution to that, wasn't it just like a giant fucking hard drive that you attach to the top of your Xbox?
Yep.
Yes.
That thing was stupidly big.
It was so big.
It was the whole
literally
length
this-
of the Xbox.
Yep. Yep. And they were like, this is perfect. There's no way you're gonna misplace this thing. I misplaced mine.
Got that red ring of death too.
I went through 3 of those because of the Red Ring of Death.
My friend Anna went through 2, and on the second one, every time she got a red ring of death, she just slammed her fist into it really hard, and it would just start working again.
I remember playing Halo 3 with a friend online to the point that my Xbox started flashing red lights at me, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's the red ring!" And then, like, thank God I was a smart kid and I Googled it. No, it was the overheat warning.
Yeah, if you had that thing in anywhere near a enclosed space, that shit overheated so fast.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Oh my god. PlayStation 2s were bad about that too.
I
I
had
mean, they
mine
were
on a
so
rack.
hot.
I had mine on a wire rack in the open, so it had no way of overheating because it had nothing around it.
So I've got an answer to a question that's not been asked. My first M-rated game, because my parents were like, you can't get an M-rated game until you're 16, and then I talked them down because Halo 3 was a nice thing that was M-rated, and my mom did all the heavy lifting. She was like, okay, I convinced your dad to let you get an M-rated game, get something, and then like don't act like an asshole afterwards, and you should be good. And I was like, okay, cool.
Fair.
Because my dad was like, it'll teach you bad habits, you know.
Yeah.
So my first M-rated game, not a good choice. The good choice would have been to get Halo 3, and my parents would have been like, yeah, awesome game. Not even that bad. I got No More Heroes. I got No More Heroes 1 for the Wii.
No.
That is
No.
for an M-rated
No,
game,
no.
it damn sure earns that rating.
No.
Like,
No.
shit, man.
No.
Why? Why would you?
Yeah,
Why?
no. No.
I knew nothing about it. I just thought that the cover looked cool and bought it. And my parents didn't watch me play it, so they had no fucking clue what I was exposed to. But I was like, this is not a starter M-rated game.
No. No. Nope.
No, it was not. Nope.
Wow.
What was your first M-rated game, Atlas?
Oh my god, I do not remember. I don't remember, I think because at my house it was, my mom wasn't, I grew up in like a family where you could literally talk about anything. Like my brother walked up to my grandma at like 8 or 9 and was like, well, how babies work? And my nanny just like turned and looked at him and he was like, okay, well, this is how it works. A woman and a man, and then just went full in. And my mom just sat there and she was like, is he too young for that? And she was like, he asked. So I never really noticed. I didn't think about ratings ever until like I was friends with probably Squiz, when it was like ratings actually mattered, and I was like, why do ratings matter? Like, stuff is just stuff, you know? Like my mom's whole thing was, if you're not a jerk and like, you know, sex is sex, it's whatever, you're gonna learn about it either way, and if you're not like going out and trying to murder people, then like, you know, play whatever you want. So I remember playing like what's that Aliens game, where you're the alien, you go around murdering people.
Oh God.
I remember that
I forget
one.
what that one was.
I played that one. I played Beautiful Joe. That's good. I played God of War when it came out. You know, with the original opening scene in the bed and the women and the yep. Which, you know, go figure. I'm a 20-something-year-old gay man, so when that happened, I was like, I don't get it. What's wrong with this? It's not like there's anything fun happening here.
Yeah.
Destroy all humans. Yep, that was it. Yeah.
My first M-rated game was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And my cousins had me play the No Russian mission immediately. And for anyone who has played that game and knows what that mission is, when you're 8 years old, that's not exactly the best mission to play.
Oh my god.
And I'm not obviously not gonna describe it because that will get us fucking banned, so I'm not gonna say it.
Please don't ban. Please don't ban.
Yeah, Husky, I was like 8, maybe 9. I walked into the basement at my aunt's house because we were having a birthday party. My cousins were playing it, and I was like, I want to try it. I got the No Russian mission to try, and that's where I'm gonna leave that.
You did
My
it.
mom was not happy when she found out what happened.
Yeah, I just grew up in a really open environment, so I mean, I didn't realize that a lot of things weren't okay to talk about until like I would be like, yeah, no, this is just how shit works.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that you weren't supposed to know these things.
Yeah.
But, you know, people learn, they grow.
Are you sure people learn?
You know, sometimes let me rephrase that. I hope that people learn, and I hope that people grow. That's yeah. There we go. I hope they do.
We're supposed to learn.
God. So when
Yeah.
you what?
So
How about that?
when ye
When ye
plundered.
when you plundered.
Oh.
When you first started getting into fixing retro consoles, was that a thing that you had to learn, or did you just kind of YouTube it?
So old days fixing stuff was like all by sight and feel. I had no clue what I was doing. Recent stuff that I've done, like within the past 5 years, has been like YouTubing it or like at least Googling and finding the old forum where somebody talks about it. So like with Game Boy Colors, a common problem with them is that like somebody will have left batteries in them for ages and the batteries explode and corrode the contacts. The thing is, that's not the only thing that can stop them from powering on, but that's an easy one to fix. All you have to do is polish the contacts down.
Right.
But if it corroded bad enough, it may have corroded the main like negative lead on the board, so you have to resolder that lead. But once you do, everything flows right. And then if that doesn't work, you can go to the power switch, and it turns out that's like 3 copper plates separated by like a rubber like line, and there's a copper plate on the switch itself that's supposed to connect 2 of those 3 panels to turn it off and on. So you can pull the switch apart and scrub it, and usually that'll fix it. There's a lot of little things that you can't really find by looking at them because the Game Boy isn't super easy to take apart or service, and not everything on the board is clearly labeled. So that's the kind of stuff you have to look up. I couldn't do that kind of stuff when I was doing it by ear, or doing it by eye rather. But I have pulled apart an Xbox 360 with a butter knife and a fork and repaired the disk drive.
We love it. We love it. People underestimate the utility of a butter knife.
Yeah, we were trying to pull it apart and got all the plastic tabs, got the screws off, and then got stuck on one screw, and so we super glued a butter knife to it and let the super glue sit and like applied several layers until it was basically like welded to the screw, and then barely broke the screw loose and managed to get it out.
Good times. Good times. Everybody should
Also,
just have butter knife.
That same day that we were doing that, I was like, we could probably do this easier if we had a toolkit. And they're like, yeah, where are we going to get a toolkit? And I was like, I don't know. Is there a Walmart or a CVS nearby? Because we're in fucking Fort Wayne. This is a college story. And Indiana Tech, where people doing this bullshit wind up. We ended up, I was like, this would be easier if we got a toolkit. And they're like, okay, where would we get one? And I was like, is there a CVS or a Walmart nearby? And they're like, probably down in the city. And I was like, okay, how about you guys go walk to the city? I'll try and see what I can do. And that's what led to the super gluing the butter knife down. But my friends leave. They had $10 on them to go get like a precision screwdriver kit.
Mm-hmm.
They come back with $10, a screwdriver set, and 2 jugs, $8 screwdriver set, and 2 jugs of like purple juice from Walmart.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Why purple?
And yeah, right. And I'm like, hey, you got the receipt? And they hand me this receipt, and it's from Walmart, and it says like 2, juice jugs or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what about the screwdriver? And they're like, oh, we got that from Walgreens. And I was like, do you have the receipt for the screwdrivers? And they looked at me and they're like, no, because we stole them. I was like, what the fuck?
They just walked in, grabbed that shit, and walked out.
Yeah.
Nice.
They brought it back to me.
Nice.
And I'm like, why did you steal it? I was like, why did you steal it? And one of them, Mason, this fucking asshole of a kid, looks at me and says, because I can.
Oh my god.
I'm like, you're going to turn into a fucking career criminal. God damn.
And he did. I don't know that. I don't know.
He swindles people out of money. So.
Oh, well, sometimes
clearly
things
did.
sometimes things just work out. Sometimes things just work out.
He became one of those modern day snake oil salesmen. It's like, hey, watch ads on this site and get paid money. And
Oh my
sends
God.
the affiliate link so that he gets a shit ton of money and can cash out fast. Maya.
We love a get rich quick scheme.
Uh-huh.
Are you being tortured by your chat still?
No.
Oh.
Stay quiet.
Oh.
Well,
Yep.
music, games, questions.
Crack cocaine.
Anyone have any
Okay.
questions in chat? Feel free to ask them.
Yep.
We live in the capital of heroin, so
Is that a real fact?
Pardon?
No.
Not
just-
gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
It sounded believable.
Where we live, it was an option.
If you would have not said that was fake, I would have believed it 100%.
I wouldn't have believed our town. I would have believed a town near us.
Yeah, I'm looking to see. Let's see. #1 state has now taken over as capital of meth in the U.S. The meth capital of the world is Indiana.
Oh shit.
Oh
Oh shit.
Oh god.
Well, well, fuck.
Well,
Time to get into meth. I
fuck.
guess.
Yeah,
There
okay.
was
Please don't ban
somebody
me.
at
I don't mean it.
There's somebody at our old local Walmart that got busted for a backpack meth lab. In the
Backpack
Walmart
meth
bathroom.
lab. Yeah. Yeah, I remember backpack meth lab. Yeah.
You're so screaming that so loud your mic is breaking.
I'm sorry. I remember that. I remember backpack meth lab.
Backpack meth lab. Dude,
Yeah. Just a normal casual day.
Uh-huh. Normal and casual.
Yep. Good times.
Dude would have never been found out. He would have never been found out if he didn't go out and try to steal a 2-liter and take it back to the bathroom.
The fact that you sound so happy about it. What? It's funny. Wasn't that the same store where somebody just walked out with like a 55-inch smart TV?
Yeah, and the old lady at the front was like, well, what? Was I supposed to stop him? And it's like, yeah, to check his receipt. And she's like, I wasn't going to be able to stop him.
He just walked out. He said bye.
Peace out.
Yep. I've watched somebody like walk up to a Walmart, grab a bike out of the bike racks in the store, and just ride it out of the store.
Yeah.
So-
Squiz has to deal with that. There was this guy who apparently she was dealing with this today. Guy comes in, his mask is like pulled way up over his nose to where it's like just below his eyes, and his hat is like pulled way down, so all you can see is his eyes. And he's wearing baggy clothes and stuff, and he's pushing around this really expensive bike. And when he goes to like go out the door at Lawn and Garden, one of Squiz's people stops him, and it's like, "You ready to check out?" And he's like, "Not yet." And then like leaves the bike there and walks away. And I guess he was like waiting to see if they would still be like around, because he comes back later and tries to take the bike, and then yet again, same person's like, "Are you ready to check out now?" and, and dude's like, no, I'm okay." And then he tries to walk away, and Squiz called AP on him, and dude had to get escorted out of the store 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah, because he kept coming back in over and over.
Bruh.
You know, dedication though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give him points for that, I guess.
I mean, he was dedicated. He had a mission. He was in it.
Was it a good mission? No.
I mean, absolutely not. But it was a mission. And he was willing to do it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Let's see. Got another question, Bubby?
Not currently. I'm trying to think of some more.
I have one. So you're an IT person, or you were for a long time. What is the absolute dumbest thing you've ever had somebody call you about?
So it's really hard thinking back on what the dumbest thing is.
What? What is it? What was the?
Res crab brained me, and I'm like, I can't do anything.
The dumbest thing, that's really difficult for me to think of, because I don't really think of stories and like, that was dumb of you to do.
Or probably just the one that you think of first. Like, that you're just like, wow, this was a really dumb call.
So trying to think of the dumbest one I've had to deal with. There was one where I explained to a woman who worked in patient registration that her scanner, her paper scanner, has a booklet mode and a page mode. So if you have it set to booklet, it'll try to grab every page you put in it at once. And the reason it does that is because it assumes there are multiple pages and that it only needs to scan the cover. If you put it in page mode, it'll pull pages through one at a time.
Right.
So she puts this thing in booklet mode and then proceeds to call us about it jamming. So I go over there, I flip the lever up and put it in page mode, put all the papers back in, and I'm like, there you go. It's not jamming anymore. Look at this little tab on the side. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, it's a toggle between booklet and page mode. That's what like jammed it before. Just leave it on page mode unless you're scanning like a insurance pamphlet or something. And she's like, okay. And then I go back to the office, and 10 minutes later, she reopens the ticket that I just closed, saying that it's jamming again. I walk over there, and I check the scanner, and she set it to booklet mode. And I'm like, did you scan a booklet recently? And she's like, no. I'm like, then why is it on booklet mode? And I flip the lever back up, and I'm like, there you go. It's not jammed anymore. Go ahead and try to scan. And I watch her scan something, and it scans through, and I'm like, okay, you should be good. Let us know if there's any problems. And then I walk back to my office, close the ticket. 10 minutes later, it's reopened. This time, she says, the guy who came here last time didn't fix it. It's still jamming. I'm like, you bitch. Come on. So I like walk back over there, and I grab the scanner, and I take it back to my office. Like I tell her, I don't know what's wrong with it. It should be working if it's in, page mode, not booklet mode. I guess we'll just swap it out. And I give her an older model scanner. And she no longer complains. and I used that scanner at the Cancer Resource Center, and they had no complaints after installing it. I
You-
don't know what's wrong with people that they do that shit.
Didn't you also have a lot, like a couple of people that were like putting personal stuff on computers and then asking you to fix it?
Yeah, no, a common thing was like, there was one doctor I ran into, and doctors are a real pain in the ass to work with because they're considered VIPs by our ticketing system. So you have to get their stuff done in the first day that it comes through, first 8 hours of work. And I had one of them come in. He was like, my computer is really slow and clunky. I can't get it to work. Can I get a new laptop? And I was like, I should not be providing you a new laptop, but I will ask my manager if we can provide a new laptop. So I ask him, and I'm like, it's slow, but usually that wouldn't mean a new laptop. That'd just mean like we reformat this laptop, replace the hard drive and stuff. And my manager's like, let me look at it. Okay, it's a T430, an old model. We'll replace it with a new T480 or T490. And I was like, okay, cool. So I get this new laptop. It's a Windows 10 laptop. I pulled everything off this guy's computer that our company like allows us to pull off. Hand him his new laptop. Take his old one. And, close the ticket. Say like, provided user with a brand new Windows 10 laptop. Removing user from priority Windows 10 deployment list as he no longer needs it. Adding this to like the limited run of Windows 10. And I explained to him in person, like, this is Windows 10. It's going to be a little bit different, but overall it's going to be way faster for our environment, and everything's slowly transitioning to it. He's like, okay. And he's happy to have a new laptop that's super fast, and he was messing around with stuff right in front of me, and he's like, this is so fucking nice that I can do all this like instantly. And I'm like, yeah. So I go back to the office with his old laptop, and my boss is like, okay, go ahead and mark it for return and set it on the table, and we'll have somebody come pick it up. So I mark it for return, I set it on the table, the return guys come by, they grab it and take it over to the warehouse. Next day, high priority email to my boss from that doctor that was forwarded to me that says, hey, I lost all my pictures, can you help? And I look at this and I'm like, pictures? Like patient photos? And so I email back, I'm like, I'm sorry, did you lose like patient case photos or something? And he's like, no, I have all my pictures from my vacations over the past 5 years on that laptop. And
why would you put all of your vacation photos on a work laptop?
God.
Right. And so my boss, he doesn't even let me reply. My boss gets to it before I can and says, we do not allow for people to save personal files on our hardware. On top of that, we do not recover information that's been lost due to a replacement. Sorry, you'll just have to find another place you saved them. Doctor replies, I didn't save them anywhere else. And then my boss replies, well, then I'm afraid they're gone forever. Next time, back them up on a personal device.
Oh
My
my
God.
god. Like, it's literally a work laptop. Why would you ever think that's okay to save that kind of stuff on there and not have a backup on your own stuff?
Right. There is a doctor who has like the fucking terabytes worth of photos that he has saved on his desktop that we had to be careful about because he needed those. He was the what's it called? Well, it's going to be kind of rough for Twitch, but the sexual abuse counselor.
Right.
So he had to keep images of all that proof on his computer for up to like 10 years.
Right.
Yeesh.
But that's like work related stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, I went to Cancun and saved all those photos on my work laptop. Now you need to restore them for me.
Oh my god. I don't know what it is. I heard recently, because I've been watching like the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trials and stuff, and I've learned recently that like doctors and lawyers, some of the most weirdly like tech illiterate people you've met ever. Like they just
Oh
do
my
not understand how
God.
technology works.
They really
Yeah.
don't.
one doctor, a heart surgeon, explain to me because I was like working on his computer, and he had no problems with what I was doing, and he was like, "Can you tell me what's happening on the computer?" And I like tried to explain to him what I was doing, and he's like, "I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't understand." And I'm like, "Okay, let me try to like make it simple, like make it something anybody could understand."
Right.
And he was like, "All right, I kind of get it, but not really." And then he looked at me and he's like, you go to med school and you learn like how to fix a human heart or how like the brain functions and synapses are supposed to fire. But by the time you get out, they filled your head up with so much bullshit that you can't remember anything else. I was like, okay, yeah, I
Sorry,
get
sorry.
it.
Fair.
Sorry,
That's fair.
let me correct myself. Doctors, lawyers, and Squizzle 119.
I don't know why she has such a problem. I think it's because she just never got exposed to computers.
No. I mean, she was a console person. That was really her big thing. And then she had a MacBook, a really old MacBook, and that was her computer for forever.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god.
just her brother is the same exact way too. Like he knows nothing about computers
Oh my
aside
god.
from how to like,
Tell Cosmic about the computer case.
oh, whenever he comes over here he brings his computer, which is fine.
His
Because
desktop.
yeah, his desktop, because he doesn't have a laptop and he wants to play games here and he plays mostly PC games.
Mhm.
But his desktop was made by his sister, not my wife, but my sister-in-law. She and her boy fiance, uh, they built this computer for brother-in-law, and it was an old GPU they no longer needed, and a fairly new CPU that they didn't really use. The CPU is liquid cooled, the GPU is air cooled, and there are no fans on the liquid cooling radiator.
Uh-huh.
So instead of going out and buying like a 50 millimeter fan for $25 or whatever they cost, a decent Noctua or something, my brother-in-law just opens the side panel of his computer. Like he leaves the glass side panel wide open, and he just leaves it like that the whole time he's here, which is a problem because we have a ferret. So there have been times where I'll let the ferret out because I'm like, oh, whatever, he's over, but he's asleep. The ferret's just gonna run around the house and do her usual thing. Maybe it'll wake him up. Who knows? Who cares? He sleeps all the time. And then he'll like suddenly bolt awake because the ferret will jump on the couch and like go attack him, and he'll wake up and then realize like, oh shit, I left my computer open, and he'll like try to run over to the computer. So the ferret gets curious because now he's moving fast and he's trying to stop her from getting into something. So it becomes a game of how fast can I jump in his computer.
And isn't the solution just put a fan in it?
Yeah. The solution is get a fan and put it on your radiator. Yeah.
Just get the fucking fan. They're not expensive and they're not hard to put in there. Just fucking do it. Otherwise, you're gonna have a ferret get in your computer.
you ever just have a ferret in your computer? just casually have a ferret climb in your computer.
If I ever woke up to a ferret in my PC, I'd just be like, "What? How?
Checkers, why didn't you catch this? Checkers, how did you miss this?
But his tabs.
Oh my god.
What?
Atlas at one point.
Yeah, there's a it was Halloween, and it was around Halloween, and he showed up at the house, and me and Squiz were outside, and we looked at him, and we were like, "Hey, bud, we told you like a couple days ago that we're not playing games this weekend because there's just stuff going on." And he was like, "I didn't get your message," and we were like, "You didn't get the text message?" And he was like, "No, my phone doesn't work." And we were like, "You didn't get the Discord message?" "Nah, my phone doesn't work." okay, let me see your phone, bud. And I looked at it, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is weird. I checked for updates, it was all updated, and I saw under updates, you just recently installed an update like a week ago when his phone stopped working. And it said you need to reset your phone in order to like fix these things. And I looked at him and I said, bud, why didn't you just reset your phone? And he looked me in the eyes and he said, I didn't want to lose all my tabs, so I just didn't do it.
Yeah. And so he has like 120 fucking Chrome tabs.
No.
And AJ looks him dead in the eyes, phone still in his hand, shuts the phone off.
Yep. Reset the phone. I reset the phone. And and he was like, and he looked at me, and here's how you know that you've got like that you've hit rock bottom in forms of like phone intelligence. Yeah, on his phone, lots of tabs. I don't want to lose my tabs. Squizzle looks at him and says, "Bud, your tabs don't get deleted when you restart your phone."
Yeah.
And I handed him his phone back. I checked it, by the way. Calls and text worked fine. He just hadn't reset it for a week because he didn't want to lose his Chrome tabs on his phone.
Oh my god. Also, my VC crashed.
I see that. Yep. Like 50, 60, something like so many tabs. So many tabs. And this boy was just like, I don't want to restart my phone. I know. Squiz told him. She was like, you don't lose your tabs. And I was like, dude, this is when you know you've hit rock bottom, when your sister is telling you how things work.
especially I just love watching Squiz on stream. Just like, how does computer work?
How does computer work? So you hit the Windows button.
What's the Windows button?
What's the Windows key? I also like every time she goes, I have to ask Rez to fix this for me, and it's always, I tried to fix it myself, followed by, well, you made it worse.
Yeah, there was a time where she like woke me up from like my death coma that I get into when I stay up for 2 days.
God.
And yeah, it happens. I have really bad insomnia sometimes.
No, I felt.
So she woke me up from my death coma and was like, I can't figure out how to get the stupid audio working on my stupid stream, and I'm about to just quit. And I was like, hey.
Hey.
I'm like, get out of bed.
Awake like I'm a zombie.
And then walk into the computer room, sit down, remote into Blocky, which is our stream PC, and I'm like, well, Blocky's voice meter is on. And I like check all of his outputs, and I'm like, he's outputting fine. And I go to like his little, virtual connections. I'm like, you're connected, okay.
I swear, if you're gonna say she just hit her mute button and didn't unmute or something.
No, I keep looking at it, and I'm like, okay, everything on Blocky looks fine. And I like remote into her computer, because rather than always walk over, I have like remote software set up for it. And so I remote into her computer, and I like look around, and I'm like, okay, your voice meter is on, so that's fine. Your mic is being captured, audio is playing through your headphones, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And I make sure that it's outputting to the Elgato, and I'm like, all right, it is, so that's fine. And then I go down to her speakers, her like audio device, and it's set to like internal audio or something like that. Yep. The audio device that works for her speakers, but not for voice meter, so nothing's getting passed anywhere. It's all going straight to her headset and nowhere else. And I click the voice meter, and all of a sudden it's a world of sound on her stream. And I'm like, you didn't have it set to the right thing. And she's like, well, how was I supposed to know that? And I'm like, because you do it every fucking stream? Like, why is it different when I'm not there?
Oh my god. I love her.
You should have like a little notepad next to her with the steps written down, what to click, where to click.
The amount of times that because when Rez, like, we lived in townhomes right next door. If Rez was at work and she was at home, the amount of times I had to go downstairs, through my back door into her house up the stairs to fix something for her. And I was like, it took me 5 seconds. You're the worst.
Squiz.
She could
So
tell you anything in the world about plants, but she couldn't tell you where the Windows key is.
Oh, landlady number 1.
Which makes Rez landlady number 2.
I have my own special keyboard that I built, the SUV that I use for blocky because it doesn't have anywhere else to go, and it's probably both the nicest and the most jank looking keyboard in the house. So it's got like these Chinese made crappy keycaps on it with like Cherry MX blue switches. It's matte black with like all the capacitors and stuff showing through the top because that's like how it's designed. And it's like clicky and crunchy and nice, but it also looks like you could snap it in half with like your breath. So but yeah.
last Squizzle comment here. Isn't it true that she also technically has the nicest computer in the house?
Yeah, actually.
Does she really?
Yeah. So my computer is running a Ryzen. I want to say a Ryzen 5 or no, it's a Ryzen 7. Ryzen 7 2700X. And a AMD RX 580. So it's kind of dated now. Blocky is running an Intel i3 and an RX 580. AJ is running, I think,
it's i5
and a GTX 1070.
Yeah.
And Squiz is running with a, if I remember right, like a Core i7 and a GTX 1660.
Ooh, nope. Hold on. I have a Core i7 also. I upgraded, but I still only have a 1070.
Yeah, so she has that desktop. It's the nicest one in the house. And then our laptops. I have a laptop with a Core i7 and a GTX 1660. She has a laptop with a Core i9 and a GTX 2060.
Why is hers so much better all the time?
Because she always wants to one-up me. And then on top of that, it's because if it's nicer, it works easier and doesn't frustrate her as much.
Yep. Good times.
It's the same thing with buying things for like your grandparents or whatever. You always buy nicer than you think they need because it'll make it easier for them to use it.
I bought my mom. So I got my mom into smartphones, and I recently got her like the Pixel 5 or the Pixel 4a. And now every time I go over there, I'm like, she's like, you know, they announced the new Pixel 6. I think I'm gonna buy that. And I'm like, Mom, what do you need the Pixel 6 for? You don't do anything on your phone. What do you need that for? What are you buying a Pixel 6 for?
I've got the S21 Ultra, and every time that somebody asks about it, because like I've gotten a lot of questions about like the 5 fucking cameras on the back. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, it can record and take pictures in 8K. I'm never gonna fucking use that.
My God.
But the reason I bought it is because I had a Motorola, like Moto Z3, and I was like, I am so pissed off with how bad the Moto Zs have been. I refuse to touch any of this shit anymore. I'm getting a phone that just works. So
now, if you want to give Motorola some credit, what I will give Motorola credit for is the Moto gestures. Still the nicest way to turn a camera on, like a flash on.
Oh yeah.
Just being able to like shake your phone and the flashlight comes on. Hell yeah.
Yeah. 2 chops and you get the flashlight. Yeah.
I was wondering why phones did that because my coworker today literally shook her phone and her flashlight turned on. I did not know that was that phone.
Yep.
I was
Motorola,
like, why did your light just turn on?
Or like Moto gestures or something. Yeah.
Moto motions. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can like slide your hand across the screen, take a screenshot, stuff like that.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Best part about them.
I had to get used to that when I moved to the Samsung because I can't chop anymore to turn my light on. I have to hold the side button and ask Bixby to do it.
Hold on one
God.
second. Somebody just
Deep dark silence.
God, hold on, I gotta text my mom.
Somebody. Huh? Okay.
I'm 90% sure that my cousin is using my niece's phone. Because unless my niece just sent me a text message that's like, "What up, bruh? Where you get that buzz?"
Pardon?
And I'm like, Ruthie, you're 9. Ruthie, you're 9. Why are you no?
You should be playing Roblox. Stop chasing that fucking buzz.
My nieces were in wrestling, okay? You can kick somebody's ass.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Roblox wrestling.
No real wrestling. She took real wrestling. She beat the crap out of all. She got the teacher, the coach actually had to look at my like 9 or 10-year-old niece and be like, "Hey, we need you to stop beating the boys up. You're like it's getting really bad." Like,
Good.
And she was like, "I'm not going to slow down for them."
I refuse to slow down for anybody.
Maybe those boys need to get better. Good times, good times.
God.
It's a hot mess over here.
I do want to come visit again and hang out with all of you again.
You absolutely should. It's a nightmare.
We need to.
Yeah.
Because I know last time, right when we were leaving, y'all got back and Squiz was like, "Can we hang out?"
But you would literally just walked out the door.
We literally just got in our car.
And I was like, they just left. We tend to do more cookouts once it stops raining so much.
Let us know when
Yeah.
you do one, and we'll definitely try and come.
You know, somebody who's currently in this call makes a lot of dope ass bread.
Oh yeah.
Bread.
I do decent breads.
I love
Yep.
bread.
Didn't you just make a meat, like a bread meat thing?
Meat bread. Yep.
Meat bread.
Pardon? The fuck is meat bread?
It's bread with meat.
What meat?
Seems
well,
pretty self-explanatory, actually.
What meat did you use? I want to know.
last time it was prosciutto.
Hold on. I am now noticing the
The
little fucking
Among Us guy?
sussy fucking Among Us behind you.
That's what I was say. I just noticed it too.
I was like, why is that spot red? And then
When did you add that?
when did you add that? Is that when I saw like your background like glitch for a half a second? Was that bad? I hate it.
Explain meat bread.
That's your meat bread.
Explain meat
Okay.
bread.
Oh, it's gone now.
Oh, bye.
Meat
I
bread.
swear if he appears somewhere else now, I'm going to scream.
It's a seek and find.
So meat bread. The last time I made it, it was just a standard like pizza bread dough with what was it? With prosciutto, Italian sausage, and a little bit of ground beef, with Gouda, provolone, and I forget what the third cheese was. And I baked it in the oven, got that all set up, and we ate it with marinara sauce. Needed a little bit more like herbiness, like maybe some oregano, some basil, but in general it was pretty good. Tasted like an Italian meatloaf almost, but surrounded by bread.
Meat
So
bread.
what you're saying is you're making this next time I come over, right?
Probably. I also made a 5-cheese grilled cheese one time.
I
Yeah!
saw that and I fucking
Yeah,
love that.
it was so good.
I see him in the corner. I see
It
him.
was so good. It was so good.
I see your little Among Us fucker.
Among Us guy probably also had the grilled cheese. So
That grilled cheese looked so good.
You mean the grilled cheese that I had to have Squiz send me a picture of because you asked me for a picture and I was like, I already ate it.
Yes. I looked at that and I was like, I want this.
I legit was like, I
You're gonna
already
make
ate
me
it.
this.
I can't
I
send you a
want that
picture.
so
It's
bad.
gone. It's
No, I
dead.
was literally like, can I see what can I see it? And you were like,
I
it's in
ate
my
it.
tummy.
I ate it. I ate that. I took one bite and I was like, oh yes, this is the most delicious grilled cheese I've ever had. And I destroyed it.
Yeah.
I inhaled that. It was so good.
I want one.
You know, Bubby,
What?
I think it's almost time for your obligatory anime question.
Oh boy.
Hi, Caillou. And yes, it is now anime time.
Okay.
Ear wiggles, ear wiggles, ear wiggles.
I'm assuming you watch anime, so I hope you do with these questions about to come up.
How do you feel about Boruto's dad? Oh, there's so many of them now.
Oh. Why? You're sussy.
This is super sus.
Top 3 animes, go.
Top 3 animes. Cowboy Bebop, number 1. Right below Cowboy Bebop, probably place. Back on it. I had to think back really far. Maybe. Shit, if I had to think about it, then it's not that good. Cowboy Bebop is my number 1. Number 2 would probably be just based on what I've watched ever. Death Note, although that was because I was an edgy teenager.
Most
and
people
then,
were.
Yeah, most people were. And then below Death Note, maybe fuck. Maybe fuck.
Maybe fuck. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah.
I don't really know, honestly. I don't watch that
Fully
much
Cooley.
anime. Fully Cooley was really fucking good. So probably.
I'm
Probably
pretty
not.
sure. So I started watching Fully Cooley. I've watched Fully Cooley a couple times. I watched it one time with one of my friends that didn't watch anime. She was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And I was like, "You know how you're supposed to watch this?" And she was like, "Please tell me how." And I was like, "Don't try and make sense of anything. It's a lot easier if you just watch it.
Yeah,
Don't try to understand anything. Just accept that it's happening."
Fully Cooley is not about it's not about the plot. It's about the feelings the plot gives you.
Yeah. Just accept that it's happening. Do not question it.
Alright. So I'm definitely not judging because I do not like Cowboy Bebop. Don't know what Fully Cooley is, and Death Note is amazing.
So I'm not a huge fan of Cowboy Bebop, but I will say, very memorable opening song.
I tried watching Cowboy Bebop on multiple occasions.
So the thing I always say about Cowboy Bebop, because it is my number 1 anime. The thing I always say about it is you can say that you don't like it, and you can have the opinion that it's slow or boring, and you'd be right that it's slow and boring a lot of the time. Not as slow and boring as something like Monster. That fucking show is bad in terms of like pacing.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you have to admit that Cowboy Bebop as an art medium is pretty fucking up there. Like,
I do have to agree there.
As entertainment, it may not be your best favorite thing, but as art, it is high art. So
I have caught myself looking at like the panels and the art of the characters and everything for Cowboy Bebop on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
But I just cannot watch the show.
Well, see, I raise another argument to you, Bubby, about why Cowboy Bebop should be in the upper anime hierarchy. Space Corgi.
Oh, that
Fair
was
enough.
a Metroid noise.
Yeah, Space Corgi. Corgi in space.
Fair enough.
That's, I mean, what else can you ask for? It's Corgi in space.
Space Corgi.
More than meets the eye. We love a space corgi. Good times. Let's
If
see.
anyone in chat has any questions, ask them. Feel free to ask them.
Yeah, you only got like maybe another
Wow.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
truly a gasp. Also, right, hold on, sorry, I gotta do the redemption. Ooh, whoop. And belly button. Anyway,
Wait, mine's still on. Mine's already on screen. You just barely see it.
yeah, you just gotta like I throw myself backwards. Favorite music? That is a good
Okay, well,
question.
You gotta ask
Okay.
like, genre, artist. What do you mean, Russell?
For everyone.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's go genre and band.
let's go.
Which one?
Let's also go because like you have more than one. But let's say what is your current? Like what is the thing that you're currently going to? You know?
Current genre, current favorite band, current favorite song.
Yeah.
Okay.
My current favorite song. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. Make sure that I get this absolutely correct. Don't want to mess this up. See, where is it? God is a Freak by Peach PRC. That's my current.
Okay.
That's my current.
Okay.
Yep. What's anybody else got their answer?
I thought you were gonna name like a genre, an artist, and a song.
Genre? God, I could not tell you a genre. I literally like maybe like just the entirety of the 90s section.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
Very fair.
Which is funny because God is a Freak by Peach PRC is not a 90s song. But like a majority of my songs in the top of my playlist right now are 90s themed. So
For
like
me,
Matchbox 20.
For me, my favorite genre, I'd still say my favorite genre is like 80s rock.
Mm-hmm.
I still go back to 80s rock a lot. Favorite current artist is Iceland Kills. And favorite song is Keep Riding Me by You're Pretty.
That checks out. That checks out. That checks out.
Definitely did listen to that like 3 times on the way home from work today. And full blasting with the windows open.
Good times.
So, my favorite genre currently, if we're going wide net, it's folk music. If we're trying to tighten that down, I like folk punk more than I do the other subgenres.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick a favorite artist, Days and Days or Pat the Bunny, but probably Days and Days. And my favorite song right now is by neither of those groups. It's not by Pat or Days and Days. It is by a guy named Rob Taxpayer, and the song is "Nobody Is a Lost Cause."
Nice.
It is just a real vibe of a song. If I had to pick a more upbeat one, then I'd probably say Blurry Rush by Days and Days is pretty decent. So yeah.
Okay.
Now, did somebody in your chat have a question? If not, I'd like to bring back an OG question.
No, there's no questions in my chat.
Okay, I have an OG question. I asked this a long time ago. It was inspired by Not Too Deep by Grace Helbig. Who alive or dead would you most like to throw cold spaghetti at?
Alive and Dead. Let's
Yeah,
see.
it doesn't have to be a bad thing. You could say it's a good thing if you want. Maybe they really like cold spaghetti. It could be a bad thing. It could be whatever you want it to be.
If I had to pick one person to throw cold spaghetti at,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd probably say ooh, that's a good one. Probably this is gonna sound really political, but like Mitch McConnell probably. I just feel like it would be a funny moment, especially when he's in Louisville visiting,
Yeah.
because Louisville is the furthest north of Kentucky that you can get in both ways. I just think it would be funny to like get slapped with wet spaghetti
Yeah.
in the middle of Louisville, right next to Old Spaghetti Factory. I think that would be fucking hilarious. Like, imagine him walking down the street, press conference style, like he's got the fucking entourage blocking him and stuff, and some dude just comes out of the Old Spaghetti Factory and just like throws a plate of spaghetti.
I would pay that
Right?
man so much money to do that.
You know why I like the cold spaghetti question? Because it's like one of those harmless things, right? Like it's embarrassing, but like you're not really hurting anybody by throwing cold noodles at people. Like,
yeah, that's my thing. It's like I'm not doing it to prove a point or make a political statement. I would do it just because it's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. You just throw cold spaghetti at somebody.
And it's not even like, oh man, the immediate backlash or like anything like that. All I can imagine is his fucking face, like tucking his head in, his neck rolls like rolling up as he gets smacked with the spaghetti. Trying to turtle away from the noodles.
Turtle.
Oh my god. Cosmic, did you ever answer that question? Have you ever answered the cold spaghetti question?
I feel like you asked me this before, and I think my answer was Trump.
Has it changed? Is there anybody else you'd like to throw cold spaghetti at?
If I wanted to throw it at someone I didn't like, it was Trump. If I wanted to throw it at someone I like just to see what they would do, just because I wanted to see if they'd do something stupid and funny, is Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
I've never thought that, but that is so funny.
Because knowing him, if he realizes it's from a good place and just reading something funny, I know he will do something so goddamn stupid with it.
Second answer.
Yeah.
Second answer, John Mulaney.
Oh, that would be very funny. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be very funny. No context needed. Squizzle. I would throw cold spaghetti at Squizzle.
Yeah.
I'd cook the entire box, put it in the freezer, and then chuck that shit right at it.
Can I join you in that? I want to do that with you.
You know what? You know why I would do it? Because I feel like she would love it. I feel like she would genuinely love it.
Okay, have you watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Who, me?
Just both of you.
Or why?
Just because I'm about to make a reference. It's funny in my head, and I hope it is for you as well.
Okay, what's the reference?
You know the reference when Winry's screaming at the two of them, saying like Grandma's making stew tonight, and Alphonse screams "Fuck yeah, stew."
Yeah.
I can just imagine Squiz getting hit with the spaghetti and be like, "Fuck yeah, spaghetti!"
Let's all throw cold spaghetti at Squiz. I agree. I agree. What do you want to drink? Spaghetti marinara. Good times. You know what? Whoa. There was just a breeze that just went right through the air, and it whispered something to me on its way through. That's crazy. Do you know what it said? It said, chat, if you had to give Rez a vibe name, what would you give him in terms of vibe name?
I'm feeling some Darius.
Darius? Ooh. Chat.
Maybe some Shannon.
Ooh, some Shannon.
Let's see some names in chat. What would Rez's vibe name be?
Love that. Gonna go start adding names to the poll. Gotta get those names for that poll up. It's my favorite time. I love
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Sheen.
Jimmy.
What's with the Jimmy Neutron reference right now?
Yeah, I was about to say that's a Sean, not Sheen, but I love the reference.
Sheen.
Fucking Sheen was so stupid.
That he was the best.
He was he was the funniest, but my god, did he make my head hurt.
All right, we got
Ooh.
Darian. We got Sheen.
Sheen.
We got, what was it? We got Jimmy.
Jimmy.
We have 2 slots left for vibe names.
Mm.
If anybody would like to contribute to the vibe name, it's got to be something scummy like Devin.
Get out of my head,
Devon.
because I was
Thank you.
about to say that, Russell.
Why you're pronouncing them all wrong? Devon.
Devon.
You got Sheen. Devon.
Jemay.
Jamay. Darian.
I want to say Carl.
Because we have a theme going.
Carl.
Carl. All right, we're gonna do Carl.
Oh my god,
We're gonna
this is so
do
stupid.
Carl. Carol. Carl.
Carl.
Okay. So, if anybody wants to just casually like come over to the poll, are you gonna run your own poll?
Oh fuck, I can do that.
Well, cause chat's a little split.
I know.
Remember, the rule is you cannot vote for a name that you yourself submitted.
What were the
So-
names again? Jimmy.
We got-
Carl.
Yeah, we got Darian, we got Sheen, we got Jammy, we got Devon, we got Carl, we got Daron.
All right, I'm ready for the poll.
All right, start the poll. Can't vote for the name you submitted. Okay, all right. Oh, we got 1 vote already. Oh, we got 2 votes already. Oh, that checks out. That checks out. That's a good name. It's a good name.
Yeah.
We do like. Oh, 1 vote for Carl. Got 1 vote for Carl.
That's Carol. It's the-
Carl!
I asked if that's how you wanted me to spell it, and nobody
I
said
said
anything.
Carl.
No, I
Carol!
read it out. Check the clip. I read it out loud. I said I said that.
but,
You
like,
didn't- nobody
I've
said.
never assumed someone's gonna put an
Oh no! Oh
normally
no!
in
We're
Carl.
50-50. Oh no! We're 50-50.
We're 50-50 over here as well.
Oh, what's your 50-50?
Or sorry, 20-40-40.
Oh, what's yours?
Carol.
Between Sean and Devon. I'm sorry, Sheen
Oh.
and Devon.
Sheen and Devon.
Oh no! I got 3 votes for Carl.
Oh wait, so if we add that to the 1 vote of Carl over here, that's 4.
Okay,
And then
my
that's
poll
4
just.
for Sean as well.
Oh, we got a tie between Carl
got
and
a tie
Sean. Oh,
Oh,
shit, we're
no.
gonna have to the first ever double poll. We're gonna have to
Oh,
do a
shit.
tiebreaker poll. It would be the res one.
Yeah.
So what one? Carl and Sheen.
Sheen.
All right, my tiebreaker one is up.
I'm spelling it the same way.
That's fine.
Sheen. All right. New poll's up. New poll's up. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, this is intense. This is the most intense vibe naming I've ever been to. Like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh chat. Oh shit, chat. Oh god, how many votes you got for Carl?
4.
4?
4
Damn!
votes for Carl, 1 for
Ooh.
Sheen.
Damn, I got 3 on both right now. I am tied 50-50,
As
3
of
on
right now,
both.
it's gonna be Carl.
Oh no, I think you're gonna end up being Carl. I think you're gonna end up being Carl. I voted for Carl. Russell has no shame.
Oh,
Oh,
we got like 5
wait.
seconds left.
We got 4 votes for Carl.
I think that settles it. It's Carl.
No.
Pretty much.
That's 8 votes for Carl, 4 for Sheen total.
Yeah, I got 3 on mine and 1 over there. You are Carl now.
Hello, Carl.
Hi, Carl.
Thank you.
Sorry, Carl. What's
Oh
what's
my
it feel?
God.
How's it feel to have a vibe name?
I don't know.
Cool.
Fair, fair.
Cool.
I want a different one than whatever the fuck.
Staff, you mean
Russell
what
gave
you
me.
don't want staff what is it? Staff Sergeant Fight Master Masterson or something like that?
I
Staff
don't know.
Sergeant Max Fight Master.
Oh right, got it.
That's
That one.
that.
Do we
I don't
need
want
to
that.
do we need do we need to do a new poll for your vibe name?
I just want a simple name, please.
You know what? You know what? We'll save it. We'll save that for next week. We'll give chat an entire week to think of a name for Staff Max. Sorry,
Jessica,
it's actually
no.
Galactic Father Staff Sergeant Max Fight Master.
Oh, I forgot Galactic
Ah,
Father got
okay.
added last night.
Yeah. We added
Armenia,
Galactic.
no.
Yeah, chat. You're gonna spend a whole week thinking about new names.
Oh
Yeah,
my
chat.
goodness.
Also, this is gonna be the first podcast where I'm gonna have to regrettably inform you that I don't know for sure who's next week's guests. We have 2 different people, but the
Well-
schedule has not been finalized.
So I'm waiting on you.
I'm waiting on the person to tell me which time.
Oh,
Because
Damn, dude.
yeah, so I have not gotten a response.
okay.
I've gotten a yes to to next week and the week after, but not a specifically which one works best.
Okay.
uh
Does
I
anyone
can
have
message you privately about which day you'd rather do, and then we can schedule it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any last minute questions?
Yep. Anybody have any last minute questions for Carl?
Carl, thank
Very
you.
important for sorry, Carl.
Carl.
Does anybody have any last
Carl.
minute questions for Carl?
God, this is stupid. Carl,
Uh,
we love you.
we love you, Carl.
Carl.
Good times, good times.
So dumb.
Another
I love
week, another successful podcast.
I gotta say this while we're live. We are very happy with how well this podcast is doing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've said this before. We did not expect anything to come of this podcast.
This was a joke at first.
This was absolutely a joke.
This was a literal joke.
Mm-hmm.
And we are very, very happy to say that we love doing this. And
Oh,
we're
it's a
happy
great
to
time.
see how we're happy with how
Oh no. Oh god. Oh no.
Wait, talk. Does it move? Does it do anything?
Ah!
Oh my god.
Oh, the original Reziro
That's-
VTuber.
That scared me. I was not ready for this screen face to be so close to me.
The original.
Oh
The
my God.
OG VTuber.
Husky, can you clip that? Because that's genuinely scared the shit out of me.
Oh no, the original trash possum.
Oh.
The nightmare fuel.
But seriously, we cannot thank all of you enough for coming out to every single one of these podcasts every week.
Absolutely, the support for this podcast has been
We
like
absolutely love this.
yeah. It's great to have. Also, it's just great to have an excuse to invite people on and ask them interesting questions that we don't normally get to ask. They just don't normally come up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Also, when am I ever gonna get to talk about like terrible old consoles? live on the internet with somebody who literally repairs old consoles. So.
Yeah.
Oh god, he's back.
So, who?
The
He's a little sussy man behind you.
Sussy Among Us man is back.
There's a sussy man behind me?
Yeah, there's a sussy man behind you.
Where?
Oh, he's right behind. He's behind your ear. A little weird.
I don't see him.
Oh, well, you know, maybe he's just a figment of our imagination.
I'm two-dimensional. I can only look left and right.
Oh wow, it would make sense. He's behind you, so you can't see that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did God make me like this?
Why did God forsake me? Sussy or saucy? Sus.
Sussy or saucy?
Oh my god.
Do you have any last-minute questions in your chat?
No, I mean, unless you count sussy or saucy.
No.
Or a clip of Scary Carl. Oh
I like sauce.
yeah,
Sauce is
what's your favorite sauce?
Probably
You-
like you can make a really nice Thousand Island dressing with some ketchup, some mayonnaise.
No. Let me correct this question. You wake up midnight. You make some nugs. You walk to the fridge. What you grabbing?
What sauce?
Honey mustard.
Okay, respectable choice. That is a respectable choice. Respectable.
Yeah.
At least you're not like one of those like plain ketchup guys.
You like sauce? Name more than 5 sauces. Okay, Worcestershire sauce, honey mustard, relish is technically a sauce. Ketchup.
Is it
mustard.
really?
Yes, it is.
Relish
It
is a
is.
sauce?
It technically is.
What? Wait, I gotta look this up. Wait. Oh damn. Relish is a condiment.
Yep.
Shit. Damn. I don't even like relish. I just did not know that this was a thing. Damn. I have learned something today. I don't know that I needed to know it. I don't know that I'll ever remember it. Well, it goes on a hot dog. So I guess... Well, no, because not everything that goes on a hot dog is a...
Not
is a
necessarily a
condiment.
sauce, but
Is squeezed
the way it's
cheese
made.
sauce?
I mean, it's not cheese.
Would squeezed cheese fall under the category of sauce?
I don't. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Not this. Don't start
Wait.
this.
Hold on. Is squeezed cheese is... Because it's like the same consistency as like a mustard, right?
Yeah.
So it would be... It should...
Plastic tube, flexible nozzle, cheese extruded. Snack
Yes.
mate.
Guys, I think squeezed cheese is a sauce.
Milk, water, whey protein concentrate, canola oil, protein concentrate, cheese culture, and enzymes. That is a mix of various ingredients that is not cheese. Thereby, it's not cheese on its own. It's just the constituent parts to make cheese.
I'm gonna say it's a sauce.
So I'd say it's a sauce, yeah.
Wow.
Fair enough.
This is groundbreaking. I've learned
The more you know.
I've learned so much in this. I'm gonna have to think on this for Wow. I wasn't
Wow.
I just wasn't ready, I guess. I was not mentally prepared for the squeezed cheese sauce conversation that I started.
Okay, so miso soup, right? It's seaweed and tofu in water, right?
Uh-huh.
That gets you your salty miso soup flavor.
Right.
If that's all it takes is steeping seaweed and steeping seaweed in water and adding tofu, is tea a soup?
Yes.
Yes. Then coffee's a soup too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you steep beans to make coffee. Yeah, so coffee's a soup.
The ocean is a soup.
Yeah, there's living.
I hate my brain. I hate my brain. I hate my brain. I hate my brain. I literally was like, oh, if coffee's soup and we put squeezed cheese in it, squeezed cheese is a creamer.
No.
Squeezed cheese is a creamer.
No. Stop.
Yay!
revelation.
It's
Does it
cheese
dissolve?
flavored. It's cheese flavored creamer.
You're not allowed
If
to
it
do
dissolves in the coffee, it is a creamer. So like,
It's cheese flavored creamer. It's cheese flavored creamer.
that. All right, I hate this
It's
revelation.
It's cheese flavored creamer. Yeah.
I hate this. I hate
Yes.
this very much.
This is amazing. It's cheese flavored creamer.
Anyway,
Oh my god.
do we
This
have
is-
any last minute questions anywhere, anyone?
No, not after these revelations. I just don't think we do.
Okay.
I mean,
Um,
how can you one up? How can you one up just like squeeze cheese? It's everything. It's the answer.
squeeze cheese is super versatile.
I see
Alright.
you. I feel you. It's how I know you. Go on. Squeeze cheese. Anyway, Rez, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, I'm over at twitch.tv/Reziro. It's spelled like my name. I've been playing Yakuza 0 a lot, although I probably won't stream today because I just got Ghostwire Tokyo. So, I've been doing that on the PS5.
Don't forget to plug your
Um,
Catgirl Instagram.
Oh yeah, you can also follow my Instagram that I never post to at LeetCatGirl69. That is 1337 CatGirl69.
It's a real
Not
thing.
kidding.
It's
Not
a
kidding.
real
I'm
thing.
the owner. I'm the owner of the Instagram name LeetCatGirl69.
I hate it. Thank you very much.
Yes. These
You can
shout
also
outs
check
are
out my
great.
Twitter. You can also check out my Twitter. It's Reziro Gaunt.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Who are we gonna raid today?
M is currently streaming.
I was thinking M as well.
Oh my god. Another X